Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at this brand new Batman Gotham City set. It's already built and it is outstanding. So as normal, take a look at the box artwork, go through the really detailed instruction booklet, then take a really good look at all the minifigures and do a comparison of the minifigures that are included with other sets as well. Then we'll get tucked into the set itself. There are loads and loads of Easter eggs included within this set that were not shown on the LEGO website. So with that being said, let's get to it. As normal, we'll start with the box artwork and we'll have a look at the very top of the box because it includes all four of these amazing minifigures. Now from left to right you've got Catwoman, Batman, Harley Quinn and the Joker, and we'll be taking a much better look at those in a short little while. Now if the top of the box is just peeking out on the shelf, that is what you'd be looking for. If they put the box sideways on the shelf to save space, this is what you're going to be looking for. Now it's easy enough to spot because it is absolutely stunning on the side of the box. There's no item number, but I think it's easy enough to see exactly what this set is. So moving on to the front of the box, it's an 18 plus item number 76271. It's 4,210 pieces. And the box artwork is very eye-catching, but I think the set in person is even better and the colours are actually even brighter, I think. So you've got the big Batman bit at the top, but as you pan around, that is what you're going to be looking for on the shelf. If for whatever reason you can't see anything else, it is from the animated series Gotham City. And if you can't see any of that because it's on the shelf too high, again, just keep your eyes peeled for the Batman DC logo. On the back of the box is where you can get the information. So it is 76 centimetres or 30 inches wide, which is 3 base plates, and it is 41 centimetres or 16 inches tall, which we know they got it wrong on the website, but I do believe it said 17 inches tall. As you're coming around, you can see you've got all these other little bits and pieces on here, so you can see all of this will come off, and we'll be ripping this set apart to spot every single Easter egg, go through every single sticker, and see all the different characters that you could potentially make in minifigure form. And as you can see, as we come up onto the sort of the middle part of the box, they've taken 1 or 2 of the fascias off, but a lot more of this does come off. And if I pan all the way back, that is what you're going to be looking at for the back of the box on the shelf. The box has moved and that is the set. How amazing does that look? Now we will tuck into that later on in the video, but first thing first, spare pieces. These are all the pieces that you get given as extras. So if I move these about for you so you guys and girls can see exactly what's what, so I know you like that kind of thing, so you might have to go back and pause it, but you do get some nice elements in there. You do get a Catwoman spare whip, for example. You have got another crystal just in there as well, so there are some nice bits and pieces included if you wanted to make some little mocks up. And obviously there's enough pieces if you do drop anything, because it is a little bit fiddly, as you can imagine, because all the pieces are quite small. So if you did end up dropping one and losing some, you should have a spare colour of basically everything that you need to add to this set. Moving on to the instruction booklets, and these things are very special as well. Now there are 2 of these included. You can see you've got booklet number 1 and booklet number 2. It is literally a 50-50 split into the last couple of bags where you put them together. How this set comes about is very clever indeed. Now a massive shout out to the designer as well, because they have done a phenomenal job with all of the different Easter eggs, and I kicked myself about that one because me and Jay's Toy Collection UK were talking about this set in great detail and we couldn't quite figure out what the clock was. Obviously it's Clockface the minifigure. That is where he is hidden when you rip off bits and pieces. So like I said, there's lots of bits and lots of hidden Easter eggs within this set that weren't even on the LEGO website, so I'm itching to show you all of those, but for now we'll start with booklet number 1. Now that leads us straight to this. No, it was not a problem putting all of these on. I will add now the actual stickers on the sticker sheet, because obviously all of these have been used. This sticker sheet is basically for all of the buildings, so that was easy enough. They're quite large, so that was nice to put all of those on, and they really do add to the set. Most of these are actual characters, so all these smaller square ones are all of the different characters that you've got to try and find within this set, and that's obviously what we are going to be doing. But yes, there are 61 stickers within this sheet, and no, it was not a chore to put them on. But the perfect thing about these are the bag sizes. Each bag was nice and small, so as we go through the booklet I'll show you exactly what I mean. But you have got some beautiful detail in here, so this is definitely worth the read. As you said, good people still live in in Crime Alley from Batman, and then as we come over to this side, obviously you have the full bits and pieces of the actual set itself. As we turn the page though, there's an Easter egg straight away. Now this is the designer. Now the designer, legend that he is also wearing an Easter egg because he is wearing Bruce Wayne's jacket when he is not Batman, and he is in a few episodes of this series wearing that. So fingers crossed we will actually get a minifigure of that jacket. Now the next thing that we're coming over to is this. Now if you're wondering how I've actually got this stood up, in case you didn't realise, which obviously we will be taking a very, very detailed look at this set at the back as well as the front, you have got some Technic pieces that come out to stop it from falling over. So I have got absolutely no problem whatsoever displaying that on my table because I know it is not going to fall off unless I knock it or one of the cats knock it. I still don't think it will tip. I think it's just going to spin. But you can see you have got building the Lego Gotham Skyline, and then you've got up at the top here, inspired by the 85 original episodes of Batman the Animated Series from the Lego Batman. Now there are 65 of them, I do believe, on Netflix currently, which is season 1 to 3, and series 4 of this is now available on Amazon Prime. So as it goes through, and what I'll start to do now on the actual screen is, if I skip this and come back to it, we have this. So every single bag number has a different episode that it relates to, which means if you wanted to, you could build the bag and put the episode on in the background if you either have them on DVD or the streaming service. Now, because there are 44 bags, there's 44 different episodes it covers, I will start to type them up on the screen painfully for you guys and girls to see which bag relates to what episode, and then in that comment section below, let me know what your favourite episode is. Now as we go back a little bit, there it is. That is the Easter egg. So he is wearing the beautiful bright yellow shirt with a nice tie. I want that in minifigure form. So from the design team, you've got a little bit of a write-up on here. So it says, to confirm the start, only 15 colours are used, except where the characters have left their mark. Now that is a cool thing, because obviously as you take it apart, you can see some other little bits and pieces within there. Now, this helps with regards to, well, what is located where, but it's still not everything. So there are a lot more characters to find than this, and I will be stripping this set completely down. I just hope I don't miss anything, because I will end up kicking myself if I do, but I'm sure we'll be able to find it all. But you can see you've got the crowded cell of Arkham Asylum, so you've got 2, 4, 5 up there, but there's actually more than that in there, which is quite cool. Then you've got the Batwing, which on this bit is located here, which I have located it just up at the top as well. And then as you come down, you've got the Gotham City Greenhouse. Then obviously you've got the Penguin Duck Boat, which is a nice little Easter egg. And then you've got the Joker amusement area. That's a really good little build. That Ace Chemicals is where the Joker is. Then you've got Gotham PD. Now, the nice thing about this, it just says, which we saw on the website, you've got 3 of those characters, and then there's one there. However, we are missing all the different bits and pieces from the hospital where Two-Face is located, along with all of those different bits and pieces as well. And the nice thing is where you have the title sequence moment, which is this thing just here. This is not a print, that is a tile. So just little things like that make the set very, very special, along with the actual Batmobile, which I do believe, and I really, really hope we are going to get that in a actual Lego form. And then we've got some bits and pieces, look, in the Batcave as well. You get yourself a nice teal brick separator in this one, and then it just gets tucked in. So with the 4 minifigures, obviously they're spread across. So I think you get 2 in booklet number 1, and then you get 2 minifigures in booklet number 2. And the nice thing about this one, it has the beautiful blue cape. I think the cowl is slightly wrong, but let's not be too picky. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. So again, there's not much with regards to show on this, but the nice thing is, every time, look, episode for bag number 2 on Leather Wings, which has already been up on the screen. How this comes about is it's all built up of lots and lots of different base plates. So you can see again on the back, which we're taking a good look at, it's all framework on the side, and then you layer it and layer it and layer it. So how that all comes about is very, very clever. Now, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. You follow Batman all the way across to page number 287. That is where booklet number 2 starts. And then you've got that nice little logo on the back. Now, I do believe there is some slight differences in booklet number 2, because it's all about the Joker. So the first character you get was a Batman, and then you see Batman walking across the bottom. On this one, when you open up bag number 2, you get this beautiful looking Joker, and then you follow the Joker all the way across the bottom until you get it completed. So as you can see, there's the Joker going backwards because, well, obviously we're turning the pages backwards. At the end of book number 2 is every single piece that is used as per normal, and you can see everything that is in there, and then that is the finished set. So on booklet number 2, it's 328 pages. Stepwise, 977 steps just to get it to the very, very last thing that you add, which is the actual sort of symbol of the Batman coming off Gotham PD. So that thing just there is the very, very last element that you add to the set before the set is completed. Moving on to the minifigures that are included within this set in much greater detail. Now I will compare each one best I can to some others that I've got in different sets, but obviously starting on the left hand side you've got the Joker, then you've got Harley Quinn, then you've got Batman, and you've got Catwoman as well. Now what I'll do is we'll start off with Batman, we'll take all of these off the stand, and then we can have a look at Batman himself in slightly better detail before we do a comparison. Now talking of the stand, this is built on bag number 1. It's sturdy enough, he says, as he's just pinged one of the pieces off. Get on, there we go. So you've got the gargoyle on the one side and on the other. Now fingers crossed we will get lots and lots of new minifigures included over this year and next for this series, which means you can hopefully then just extend the stand by buying the pieces you need from the Lego website, because I think those in front of this will look absolutely beautiful. I am going to put this up on the wall, and it'll be interesting to see how all of that comes about, and then I might actually put this on the wall somewhere else that has it on a stand. So we'll see what we can do with that. Now with regards to the Batman, we'll start off with the leg print. So you can see you've got the nice print on the boots, it comes up onto the knee, then you've got the bits and pieces on the top of the thigh. If I get that out of the way for a second, you can see then the gold belt. That does look very, very effective. You have got slight differences on this one to some of the other belts that we've seen in the past. You've got almost like 2 pouches on the left and right hand side, then you've got the clip that goes in the middle. Now with the ab definition to turn on the torso, again that is also slightly different to others that we've seen in the past, and you'll see what I mean in a second when we compare them to the other Batman characters. Obviously you've got the Batman symbol, which is the same symbol that it is on the actual box, and obviously the set itself. Now one of the big differences is this cape. So you can see on the back, if I just spin this round, you can see it's black on the very, very back of the cape, but on the inside of the cape it is blue, which is a big difference for this compared to a lot of the others. So they do mix and match between blue and black capes, mainly in the films they're black, but then obviously you've got this 66 one as well, which is blue. So you have got all of this on the back, you've got the nice little bits and pieces, and then you've got more leg print on the back as well. So the cape is stiff enough, but obviously it is a fabric cape, so if we do get a car and they give us a slightly different minifigure, you could potentially put that in there. Now talking of cars, the one that comes with the Bat Cave, which is this one. So this is the first minifigure, so you can see the big difference between the two. The cape is a solid cape on this one. You do get a cloth good cape as well, so you can have this piece off. This is a brand new cowl piece, so potentially we might get that on this one at a later date, but this one will not fit in the car. But as it spins round, you can see there are some slight differences, starting with the actual Batman symbol. But before we do that, let's compare all 3 of them. So you can see, if I move him over, get them spaced equally, that is all 3 of them. So we have got the one that comes with the shadow box, and then we've got the one that comes with the 66, so that's the Adam West. So you can pick and choose your favourite, which one you like the best. You can see each cowl is slightly different. Now I do believe if I grab a different Batman, it will have that cowl piece. So just to spice things up, I've added a 4th Batman minifigure. I have far too many of them, but they all look great together. Now this one does have a different cowl, and I just went to record this, and I said to myself, I'm sure I've seen that cowl before. Went back to the shadow box, and there it is. So this is the cloth version of the one that comes with the Batman shadow box. So these two, so this is the one that is with this set, and this one is the same cowl, but you can see how different all of the others are. So maybe in the future, if this does really kick off, we might get a slightly different mold, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But you can see just how different every single one of these Batman logos are now with regards to this one, how different that one is to this one, and again to this one, which is our focus point, and then obviously the old classic as well. And of course, all the utility belts and everything are also completely different. But this one, is, I do believe, is the first time it's a blue and black cape, whereas as we spin all of these round, you can see you've got the blue one, which is solid blue. That's obviously the blue and black. Different material as well on this one. This feels completely different to this one. Then obviously you've got the stiff one, and then you've got the slightly lighter one. Now, that is enough of the Batman minifigures. Time for Harley Quinn. Now, I think this version of Harley Quinn does look very, very good. It's the first version of Harley Quinn I've got without a baseball bat as well, so I'll show you that in a second. This one does come with a spud shooter, I do believe it's called. So you can see you've got like these tan pieces on the front of this weapon just here. We get that out the way so you can see the print a little bit better. You have got some nice bits and pieces on the legs. So on the black, it's red. On the red, it's black, obviously, and the patterns are off-center. So on the boots, are exactly the same, but on the thighs, they are slightly lower on the black leg than what they are on the red. So if I tip that down like that, you'll be able to see that slightly differently with regards to the red thigh has a higher print. Now the torso is very, very clever, because if I was to pull the torso off, you do have a bit of printing on the top of the legs. So you can see where it's red and black, just there where it matches, and then as the torso goes on, you can see how then it's black into the red, and then you've got the alternate hand colours as well. Well, you've got the red on the one side and the black on the other, and then you've got the nice bit of white on the front. With regards to the face on this one, I think there's just the one face expression on here. I think there is two of the Batman, but we didn't take the cowls off, and you can see what that looks like. I'm lying. I am lying to you. So let me start that bit again, shall we? So if we spin this round, this has the super cheesy grin on this one. I'm getting this mixed up with the Catwoman, and then you have got that one as well. So we'll keep her happy and smiling. Now with regards to the bit that goes on a noggin, you can see again it's split straight down the middle with the green and the black. Then you've got the two white balls on the side. Now when I said this is completely different with regards to the other Harley Quinns that I've got, these are the other two. So we put her just there, and her just there. In fact, if I spread these out a little bit easier, you'll be able to see all of them on camera at the same time. There we go. You can pick and choose your favourite. So we've got the one from the Suicide Squad, which is a very, very random minifigure to get with the Apocalypseburg set, but the baseball bat has really, really nice print on this. Like I said, this comes with her spud gun instead. With regards to everything else, the colours on this one is a completely different colour pattern. Obviously, it's all blue. There's no black really on this one, but you have got the really, really nice sort of fishnets on the thighs. You've got all the different bits and pieces. So completely different for the actual animated series. And a fun fact for you, which I learned again from Jay's Toy Collection UK, Harley Quinn was made up for this specific set and series. So Harley Quinn was not in the original comics to start with. It was made for what is in the backdrop for this actual series, and then obviously became the star that she is in all of the movies as well. Now the one that is very, very similar with regards to the colour pattern, so if I just move this baseball bat out the way, is this one just here. So you can see she's got the much bigger hair on this one, different slight flesh tone on there, so it's much more white on this one, and you've got the white hands, whereas this obviously has the two-tone gloves on. So you can see just by the face print and the facial expressions just how different this is with regards to it looking a little bit more animated, which again it is supposed to be. Now we spin that one round, so you can take a look at the back of that character, and again with the back of this one. The legs on the back of these two are exactly the same. Obviously this one is completely different because you are brown, red and blue, but we'll turn them all around just for the sake of it. But again with this, how they've got inspiration for the Suicide Squad outfit, you've got the four sort of patterns on the back, so you can see exactly how much this minifigure, or not this minifigure, this design has inspired all of the other minifigures, and again how they've got their own, then adapted their own hair pieces to different films and different sets and things like that. But this is obviously a very, very special character to this series, and I think the minifigure does look great, and it holds up really nicely against the other two as well. But moving on to this incredible Joker, you can see just how nice his face is. Now you'll see the difference with the others that I'm about to bring in as well, but you can see just how big his eyes are. You've got the eyeball print on there, and you've got the grey bit underneath. You've got the big yellow shiny teeth, and you've got all the print on his cheeks as well. The hairpiece is a nice looking thing, but obviously we have to take that off to spin his head around. And then you've got that one, which looks a lot more evil, nowhere near as happy on that one. But then you've got the really nice sort of makeup on there. So we spin that back around to the cheesy grin, plonk his hair back on because he looks good with his hair, and then we'll take a look at the jacket. Now the jacket is a beautiful sort of violet purple, and it is very, very sort of bright and vibrant. Now the closest colour to that, I would imagine, is the one that has just come in the Batman car that is not included with the shadow box, and I don't have that version of the Joker, so I need to get that one just basically to do a full minifigure comparison. Now if I actually spin him round rather than the stand, you can see you've got all the nice little detail on the back. It's a beautiful colour, this one, and you've got the white goes against it absolutely perfectly. The really nice sort of torso, you've got the nice bit on the inside. You can definitely see where they got inspiration from the Dark Knight trilogy Joker. I mean, it's very, obviously it's a slightly darker with regards to purple, and obviously you've got the nice purple jacket, but you've got the really bright vibrant colours underneath that. Whereas if we go again for the 66, you have the famous tash, and obviously you've got the much brighter pink suit, so that is a nice looking one. Then you've also got here the white suit Joker as well. So again, you can get Jokers in all sorts of different outfits. They've all got completely different face prints. And again, if we spin these round, you've got the really nice vibrant on there. You've got the nice clean cut of the white. And then you've got the beautiful looking violet as well. So the fact that these are the same character, but the minifigures look completely different, it's worth trying to pick up some of the other Jokers, because I think they would look great on the shelf together, or even if you just put them in a picture frame and had sort of like Team Joker, because they are all so different. But this one does look very, very good. Obviously each one does come with different bits and pieces. This one will come with his obviously candy cane, this one comes with his dynamite, and this one I can't actually remember what that one came with. Moving on to this very clean looking Catwoman. Now she has the big crystal, which again a lot of Easter eggs on the inside that we'll get to in a little bit, and then she has got her nice whip as well, which you do get as a spare element. With regards to the torso print, you can see just how nice and clean and effective that looks, and again it is absolutely spot on to what it needs to be. Now I do have another one that we'll compare it with straight away once we've taken a look at the back of this, but you have got the separate element at the top for sort of like the horny bit, and then as we turn the character around, again you've got a nice clean finish on the back just here. The legs look great with regards to just how the boots come up halfway up the sort of the shin, and then it goes into the grey part of the actual outfit itself. It just looks like a nice clean looking minifigure, and I think it looks a lot more basic than the others, but it also stands out nicely. Now, for one Catwoman that is not basic whatsoever with regards to the print, but still looks fantastic, is this one. So you can see this is from the shadow box, and you can see the differences just between the two. So again, they both look absolutely fantastic, but it's just the faces starting off with that. Both of them look completely different with regards to how their masks and everything are cut in. You can see how that's got more of an open chin. The eye gap is slightly different on regards to this one as well, whereas this one is obviously taken from the film and it is done completely different. You've got a little bit of a different smirk on the one that comes with the Gotham City set as well. Then obviously it's clear as day with regards to the actual print on the torso, just how different both of those are. I think I prefer the grey with the black to break it up on the legs. This one's probably missing a little bit of print on there, but again, if it wasn't in the film, they're not going to add it in. And then you've got all of that detail on the back of that one, and again you've just got the nice clean finish on the one that comes with the set. So overall, 4 fantastic looking minifigures. But in the comment section below, if you could add 2 more to this set, what 2 minifigures would you add? Because obviously each one of these makes sense. You need the Batman, Joker's in the most episodes for the villain, this was made for the series, and obviously you need her for obvious reasons with a love interest, so that just makes perfect sense. But what 2 other characters would you like to see them release further down the line? Obviously Mr. Freeze has to be up for debate, but I'm not going to say my thoughts. I'd let you guys and girls add it in that comment section below. But that is the minifigures covered, and now it's time to move on to this mammoth looking set. So overall this set is absolutely outstanding, and it is absolutely massive. But I think before we take a good look at the front, we'll spin it round and we'll take a look at the back. So this is how the back of this structure is made up to keep it all supported and together. And obviously the orange bits overlap the red base plates. So obviously you layer all of those base plates together. And then obviously on the back of it, it is just a black Batman backwards, obviously. And then you add all the white bits and pieces as you go. Now the two key things on the back of this are these just here. So this is how it is actually standing up. You've got two of those. So obviously if you want to tuck them in, you can do. You can just spin them round. I'm not going to do that, but you can just spin those. In fact, I think you can actually. I'm going to do it. You can just spin them in. Both of those are in now, and it is still stable enough, look, with them both in, for it not to fall over, because the base on it is actually thick enough just to support itself. But we'll spin those back out just in case. We don't particularly want this to break on day one. Now the next thing, which is very, very interesting, well, it's that thing just there. Now there's two of them. Now any guesses what they are for? Yes, they are for you to try and attempt to hang it in on the wall. Now I really, really hope I am not off by a stud, otherwise it is going to be wonky, but it is a very, very sturdy Technic piece. Obviously the plan of attack will be to screw it into the wall and then just get it up there and leave it there. So that is the plan for that. So I have had to carry this up a flight of stairs and then up some ladders, and nothing has pinged off. So far so good with regards to how sturdy it is. The only thing I will say, it is not perfectly straight. It has got a slight kink in, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to be able to sort that out without the bits and pieces pinging off on the front, but I'll take it with a pinch of salt. Fingers crossed it will just hook on to the screws and then you won't even notice. But the wall's wonky anyway, so it doesn't matter at all. But as it is on the table, you wouldn't notice at all. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because I'm not 100% sure the best way to show you this. I think what I do is I'll just pan across the bottom, show you the bits and pieces that are obviously obvious. Then I'll take each section off piece by piece, because there is so much to it. Now this was a really, really nice build. This is lots and lots of layers, and obviously you can see you've got the Arkham Asylum sign, then you've got that really nice path that zigzags all the way to the bottom of the next Arkham sign, and then obviously you go into Arkham itself. Up from there, you then obviously got the Batwing. I've spun mine pointing upwards, because that police light, this one here, as it comes down, it is actually on some of the hidden characters that you didn't see on the LEGO website. So when we take the faces off on that, we can have a good look. Now you've got Ace Chemicals, which we did spot, that was easy enough. Then you've got the Joker Amusement, which does look very, very good and very, very smart. Now as we pan over to the next bit, you have then got Grey Ghost, which is an episode of the actual thing. So all the detail behind this is one bag, and that is obviously the episode of the Grey Ghost. So that is obviously the Laugh Off Tonight and the Palace. And then as we come up, you've then got the three different faces of the clock. Each sticker is exactly the same, telling the same time. And I do believe that is the Easter egg to this minifigure. Now this is obviously seen in the Lego Batman movie, and it's a very, very bright and nice looking minifigure, but we will be taking a good look at this. When we rip it off, we will see a sticker of this silhouette underneath that. So we'll get this one out the way and we'll carry on moving on. We've then got Diamond, nice and simple, you can see that for yourself. This is all built in different layers. You've got 3 different layers starting at the bottom, and then as we come up to the next bit, you build it as a separate bit, and then that gets built as a separate bit, and it all gets stuck on. And then we come up to the next bit of the building, so you can see just there it is. As it comes up, you've got the nice bright yellow behind the grills, which does look fantastic, and then that yellow really, really pops against the 2 tones of red. So you can see how they've layered it very, very nicely. As we come back down into the middle, we've then got the hospital. Now that is where Two-Face is hiding, so when we take that off, you'll see all of that, and then you have got some more of them hiding behind the museum. Now yes, I know there is one bit there that I cannot find in the bag. So I had all of those spare pieces, but that was not included. So I need to hunt another one of those down. Hopefully it's just mine. It might have just rolled off the table. So I've got plenty of them spare. It's just that I haven't been able to find one just yet. Now with Gotham PD, fascia comes off on this. You can see you've got all the nice looking elements where it makes it up for the lights. It's a very, very clever thing. Now talking of lights, you have this piece. Now obviously that bit is the spotlight, to call the Batman symbol, which again is very, very clever. Moving on to the next bit, you then got the Gotham Opera where it says coming soon, and then as you pan up, you've got some more little Easter eggs hidden around in there, and again, as we're getting close to the top, you've got the nice little printed tile just there. So that's a nice looking touch, and then a little bit further up, you then have another sticker that is just up on that bit. As you're coming back down, you've got all these nice layers of all the different buildings. There's lots going on here, and to put all of these together were very, very good. Then you've got the Gotham City Courthouse, and then you're going to spot some little Easter eggs just up there with regards to the pink cat. Then you've got the question mark, so obviously that is all to do with the Riddler. The Galaxy Broadcasting just up at the top. The police blimps might be giving clues to where other characters are hiding, and then you have some unbelievable detail just on here. Now I think that's supposed to represent two little tombstones as well for the mother and father of Bruce Wayne. Now, because it's easier for me, we'll start over here. Now this might go wrong, but we will see exactly what is what, because they are on very, very well. So that is piece number 1. That is one bit removed, and that is how big and detailed that bit is. So that was basically a whole bag just to build that. It's very, 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 very layered, as you can see. But in here, you then have this. Now, really, really hope that is coming through on the camera. Let me zoom in on there. Now, I thought that was going to be it. You can then take the bottom of the Arkham off, and there is all of your hidden Easter eggs and loads of different characters within. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different characters just there, and then there is another one just in here. Now, if we can get to that one for Ace Chemical, like so that is the next bit to pop off. You can see you have the Joker hiding just behind his amusement or behind Ace Chemical, depending on, and then obviously that is where the spotlight is helping you, because that spotlight goes from that sticker all the way up to the police blimp. Now there is actually quite a lot of detail going on behind this, so if I can somehow, we'll go from there. You can see that you have got a couple of the others just hiding there, and they're sort of digging their way out. So there's your duck, there's the 2 other characters, and you've got your nice little blue water just from there. Now as we come up and over, you have then got a little bit of an Easter egg to Ace Chemical as well. Sliding down the table, we will move on to the palace. So if I can get you propped up nicely just there, I think that is the next bit to come off. Like I said, there's lots and lots of pieces that remove. So this is another big build. This is all the different layers. It's very, very clever how you do this and put this together, especially on that corner. It gives you a really, really nice corner. The next 2 are on show. So there is your clock face, and you have got the turning cogs on the inside as well. So that is Clock Face, I do believe, who is supposed to be this from the actual Lego Movie 2. And then you have this character just here with all of these really nice vibrant colours. Now, that isn't supposed to come off, but that is how you layer it all together. So you can see, you build the layer underneath, you build the piece, and then that piece literally just slots straight on. You push it on like so. This game of stripping it apart is getting harder and harder because they're so well hidden. Now this is the next piece that comes off, that bit all the way up there. So this is what it gives you. You have got these 2 just up here. This was actually a sneak preview of what they had on the Lego video. But you can see you've got Harley Quinn and a Poison Ivy, and then you've got the 2 different crystals underneath that, and obviously you've got the little flowers and bits and pieces that are added to it. But just beside that, you then have 2 more. The fascia of the museum then comes off, which then leads us in to 2 more characters just down at the bottom just here. But what I was amazed about are those stairs. Now those stairs are just 4, what have we got, 6 pieces that you squeeze together. Don't clip them together, you sort of rest them inside of each other, then you pin it in with the frame itself. So the frame actually holds the stairs. Now, next thing to take a look at and have a look at is the next piece that comes off, which I think is the hospital. I think Yes, it is. So that is where Two-Face Easter egg is hidden. Two-Face is number 15. So I've just recounted them, and there are 15 stickers, and there are 28 that we need to be looking for, I do believe. I will double check that, but I'm sure 28 is exactly who we are looking for with regards to different Easter eggs. So hopefully I can keep track of them, but I reckon I'm going to forget where some of them are. Now if I move you down a tier, because like I said, this is very, very difficult to film, because if I had led it on its back, it would have maybe been a little bit easier, but you know, we learn as we go. So take the front of this off and we reveal 3 more from Gotham PD. So you can see that you've got the different bits and pieces up at the top, and then you've also got the nice police sticker just on here. Then moving on to the next bit, the opera comes off. So I don't have, got to be careful how hard I pull it. That again, really big chunky detail build. And then obviously you've got the penguin just dotted behind that one. But that again, lots and lots of different layers, and it starts to give you a completely different look with regards to how it looks when you do take all those bits and pieces off. So there is a lot going on with this. And I did forget to mention that to build this and all of the different layering on here was very, very clever indeed. Now we'll carry on moving on, and then what I'll do is at the very end I'll turn the camera off and go through the instruction booklet to make sure I've not forgotten anything, because there are eggs absolutely everywhere. This bit is the next bit to come off. 2 hands again needed for that, and that is another 2. Now it's clever because you can see you've got the 4 tiles, there's 4 squares on there, which then just connects to that brown tile just at the top, but then you've got all the really nice other colourful tiles as well. Now this, I didn't even realise that this was in here until you started to build it, because again they did keep a lot of stuff hidden and secret. Sliding over and moving on to the next bit, now there are some just here as well, so we do believe you'll be able to take a big piece, I think. That's where I've got to be a bit careful, because I do not want to rip the whole thing off. That's an easy one. So obviously you've got the Riddler question mark, but behind this one you do have something else for the courthouse as well. Here we go. That put up a bit of a fight, but there is Catwoman, and you've got all of the little paw prints. You've got 3 different paw prints and the 2 tiles as well. So you can see you don't have to worry about these pieces falling off when they're up on the wall, because there is a lot going on with it. Now we are moving down to the far corner, so let's move this over, because I've got no problem about moving this thing as a whole set. Let's get you down a level, and we'll start at the bottom. Now this is a big chunky piece, big chunky piece to come off. So this thing is huge. You can see you've got the little sticker on the side, so that is another one, so we found that one. And then you have got some of these squares as well. So take it with a pinch of salt with regards to how many characters I said there were, because there are a couple of squares that might be included within it, but that is all of the levels and detail on there. Now, of course, we want this in minifigure scale, please. Yes, it can spin round. Yes, it does come out completely if you want it to. And yes, it does look very, very good. So this really is a great looking car. If you're quick, you'll notice what I've just done. If you're not, then do not panic about it whatsoever. But we do want this in a minifigure form. Now, if we slide that out the way, slide the camera over, you can see that there's more detail on the inside just here. So obviously you've got Batman and Robin, and then you've got the computer screens, and then you've got a lot of detail going on the inside. Now not only do you have the detail just on the inside, you also then have this bridge. Now this bridge obviously opens up from the Batcave, and then you can obviously just plonk him down, and it connects into the next bit, which is, again, is a really, really nice touch. So you can see all the detail just here, where you've got like almost like the foresty bit that they've added in as a little bit of an Easter egg just underneath that bridge, which I think is a really, really nice touch. Now, of course, if we move up top, that bit removes, so that might be a bit of an Easter egg to exactly what's to come, or a bit of a clue, shall I say. And then we're moving on to Alfred. So Alfred is hidden up at the top, and you can see then you've got the little sort of golden bit with the clock and other little bits and pieces just in there, which again does look very, very good indeed. So with everything that we've taken off so far, there is more. As we get higher and higher, behind Galaxy Broadcasting is the next Easter egg. Now, we have got this. Who is this supposed to be? Let me know in that comment section below. It does look very, very good that you have got stuff hidden very, I mean, it's very, very high up within the set. If I start to pan it back, don't forget it's 3 base plates big. This thing is huge. It's very, very difficult just to show the scale off when you get super, super close like this. So I think that is everything off. There's about 15 pieces there, I do believe, with everything that's taken off. Now you have, again, got all of this amazing detail on here. So this is the bit that goes up to Wayne Manor. You've got this really, really nice road, and I'm sure there's supposed to be 2 little tombstones on there. And again, there's the little sticker on the side. So you can see just how big some of these builds are and how layered some of these are. But this is what this thing looks like when it's basically fully stripped down. The Batman at top does look very, very clean and crisp. It does look very, very good. And you can see you've got all of the really amazing detail. So again, going on to these lights, these spotlights, you've got the first one that goes all the way down to the Joker. So we built that correctly, which is perfect. You've then got the spotlight, which is supposed to be on Gotham PD, going up for the Batman symbol. Then over to this side, you've then got another police one just there that comes down and into these two just in here. So you've got the bits and pieces going on there. And then obviously you've got all this amazing detail as you get a little bit lower. Then you've got the city court, which has, again, these amazing stairs in. So that's just the detail on that with the 2 frogs at the bottom. That looks outstanding. And again, you've got the stairs that go into the police station. And you've got those nice little doors. It's just detail absolutely everywhere. And on the side of Paulie's, you can see you've got the pool house, which again looks great. Then you've got the Riddler question mark up with obviously the Catwoman, and then you've got these 2 just up in here, which we've already seen. And then the last spotlight goes over on top of the Riddler. So I think, like he says, I keep saying think, that is everything stripped down. Now I will very, very quickly go through all 1,000 steps in the instruction booklet to make sure I've not missed anything, and then we'll start to wrap it up. So I have just checked, and I am almost 100% sure that is fully complete, but I just want to show you what it's like going back. So you can see this is the Ace, that is the factory, that is obviously the Joker hiding just there, that just slots in just like that. You give it a very, very gentle push, and you are done. And you would not know by looking at that that is a removable piece. I have just added in both of these 2 on the side as well, but if you sort of come from that angle, you can just see how layered it is, and you would not know unless somebody told you that the fascias come off. And just like that, it is back together. You would never know. You would never know that it strips apart so much. Now in the comment section below, let us know what your favourite building is, along with your favourite episode, and obviously, are you thinking of getting this set? I cannot wait to get this up on the wall and complete, or carry on, shall I say, with my Gotham displays. I think it's going to look beautiful, but this is one last look at the set, because that is it full length, so that's all 3 base plates with the Batman symbol as well. So I think all of that is going to look beautiful. But as we zoom in on the minifigures for the very last time, guys, that is it. I am done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, let us know what you think of the set. Are you a fan of the Batman DC stuff? Would you like them to do another one of these in the future with different bits and pieces? And again, if I just put the camera from that side, hopefully you'll be able to see the layering and all the differences with all the black and the yellow and all the night light. It'd be amazing if somebody had the skill to replace all of the yellow with clear, and then all of a sudden it was lit up. Now that would be a very, very big challenge, but again, I'm sure somebody is skillful enough. Again, a massive thank you to the designer as well. You guys and girls worked so, so hard on this. I'm a massive fan of this set, and I am just looking forward to more Gotham City minifigures. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.